Alright, hey guys, it's Pluto here. I know the patch notes dropped, and a lot of people are doomer about May, so I'm here to give you some hopium for the most part. I think she got pretty burfed. I don't think she got straight up nerfed. She definitely didn't get buffed. Um, but I do have a lot of hope, and I think I've got a lot of theories and a lot of things that I think might just may not only be a more fun character to play, but she's gonna feel a lot better to play. You can have a lot more options in a lot of situations. So we're just gonna go down the list. Standing P, I don't think this is too much of a buff or whatever. Arxis has a tendency to, if they're going to reduce startup, uh, they're gonna put that cutoff frame or whatever somewhere else. So it might be a 4 frame move, but I might get an extra frame of recovery. So instead of us being +2 on hit now, we're probably gonna be like +1. Um, but like, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. We get a 4 frame startup move. Cool. 6P, this can only be a buff. This move is so bad, there's no way they can kill it even worse. Um, Last patch, I don't know what they were trying to do with. I know they were trying to buff 6Ps all around, but all they did was nerf the 6P. They took away my wall bounce, and then they made the 6P to. Excuse me. They made 6P like to a point where you couldn't even link Heavy Dolphin into anymore, which really sucked. So what I'm hoping is at least in the corner you can 6P into Heavy Dolphin now and sort of like wall bounce loops off that. Huge buff. I need it. Please give it to me. Standing K. This is the button to look out for. This is what I'm going to be labbing around most. So for starters, if we scroll up, 5K, or just K buttons in general, NP buttons are going to have a slowdown effect. This means on counter hit for May, if I counter hit you with 5K, I'm going to be able to link into 6H. Awesome, right? At the same time, what this means is we get reduced startup. Well, excuse me, start. We'll go to the counter hit thing first. So since it's going to be counter hit, you're probably going to get this combo now. Uh, Mid screen too. Like obviously right now, if I do this mid screen, oops, wrong Dolphin. As you can see, the second H Dolphin will whiff. Now, that's not really going to be the case because of this buff right here. The vertical H Dolphin on the descending part of the attack, the opponent will now bounce higher with less horizontal blowback, and the rate at which you fall is even faster. So not only are we probably going to be able to get a close slash pickup instead of a 2K after the first H Dolphin, we're going to be able to link the second H Dolphin anywhere on the screen. Um, so I think that's going to be a huge buff for the counter hit, not only on standing K, but also on 2K. You're going to be able to get that, which in the end, like, we might lose some damage, but longer combo means more meter, which means you can then kill them faster later, or once you get them to the wall. Because also, since you're doing longer combos, the wall health is going to be hurt even more. So then the next hit, if once you get Yamada confirms down, you could do something really clean. Like you do like close slash 2H, you know the wall's gonna splat, go right into Yamada, and they're dead. Cool. I'm down for that. I fuck with that a lot. Um, Anyways, so we'll go to reduce attack startup. This is going to be huge, I hope. So they could do this one of two ways. They can make this 8 frame startup, which then I will trade, which is probably the smart or the healthy move for this move. Because if you do that, then I'll trade with 10 frames on like my S Dolphin on hit. And when I abare or like I mash with this button on defense, because my reward's going to be so high now, this is probably gonna be my go-to mash open. But if I mash with it, like there's some risk. Like I'm not just mashing a full like a move as long as my 2S that gives me a huge combo. Um, but if they do make the 7 frames, Dolphin on hit RPS is going to be in your favor because now you're going to be able to get like 5K 6H up Dolphin into another one. Like you're going to be able to loop that twice if they try to mash after S Dolphin on hit. Assuming 5K is 7 frames startup. What that also is going to mean is on defense, I'm going to be mashing this button like a madman. This is the only button you're ever going to see come out of me because it's going to be crazy. Like the risk reward is just going to be completely skewed in my favor, um, in most situations. It's basically just Nago 5k, but I don't have to spend blood to get to kill you, assuming they don't change. Assuming this is 7 frames. Crouching 2k, decrease knockback. I think this is going to help with the 2 debuffs that we'll get to later. But we will see. That's the only reason I could see them doing that, just to make 2k 2d more consistent. 3k, uh, everybody says it's a huge nerf. I have hope that, or I don't really know yet. Well, obviously this is a nerf. We lose safe jumps, but I don't really know if this is a problem considering this patch they directly attacked all DPs and like any DP that was like 7 frames. So having so I'm assuming what I hope what they're gonna do is now 3K will just give you a close slash Oki, but you remove the safe jump. I think that's the smart way to do it. Um, but we will see. We'll look more into this button. But even then, like even if you don't get close slash Oki, it's not the end of the world. Like if they try to mash, like you still have 5K, so you can go 5K 6H this patch and kill them off that for mashing. But we will see uh, how this button works. Standing H, decreased damage, whatever. I was doing some testing with make combo routes, and I like on average, I think we're gonna lose between 40 and 60 damage per combo route. But as I said earlier, I don't really know if that matters at the end of the day because we're gonna be building so much meter, and on hit our corner carry is going to be better. So we're gonna be wall splatting super early and going right into Yamada. So it only I don't know. I don't really care about decreased damage on 5H or 6H. I don't think it matters too much. Expanded frontal hurt box during recovery. This is again a whatever change. I think people who are really good at the main matchup already make sure I can't do 5H into another button, or I'll just straight up get whiff punished after whiffing a 5H. um, I think this is more of a quality of life change for characters like Pot or Eno who can't really punish 5H, and it gives it makes it easier for them to challenge this button at full screen or whatever, as May just sits there playing whack-a-mole. Um, Crouching 5HS, I think this is another huge button that people are underestimating. I think this just is a straight up buff. Um, Obviously, we're going to lose close slash 2H Yamada mid-screen, but but now what this means is since it's lowering or launching the opponent lower, we're probably going to get the H Dolphin, uh, the having the H Dolphin hit on the falling part, which means then you get an even longer combo, which means more meter gain, since you get the pickup. So overall, and more corner carry obviously. So I think this is a buff. I really do think this is a buff. 6H decreased damage, obviously a nerf, but we've already been over it. It's whatever. At the end of the day, you're still going to be killing people. Sweep. I'm excited for this change. Expanded frontal hitbox and hurtbox. So what I'm assuming this paired with the 2K change is 2K 2D is going to be consistent now. That is the hope. I really want that. This is especially if they're nerfing 3K. If they're gonna nerf 3K and just not give you close slash Oki, they're probably gonna make 2K 2D consistent, so like you can actually use the button. And also assuming since I didn't see any beach ball buffs, I think they want you to use sweep and go into beach ball more. Um, that's how I'm assuming it's gonna work, but again, all speculation. We'll have to see. I'm excited for this change no matter what, because 2D actually gives you pretty good combos anyways. Jumping P, we'll see. Obviously, we're getting new combos out of this. We already get combos in the corner, so this is probably going to give us mid-screen combos. They wouldn't be changing how the move worked if they weren't going to give us new combo routes, right? So we're definitely getting something mid-screen with this button. Same thing with JK. I don't know. Oops, excuse me. All right, sorry about that. Same thing with JK. I don't know how this move is like why it needed a buff. I thought it was already pretty good. Like you could already link JK, JD, JD, and I80, JH and get like a whole pickup off of it. I don't know what this is gonna do. I'm assuming maybe. Actually, no. I couldn't even fucking tell you. Jumping to 2H, increased recovery. I'm assuming this is to make sure to gut that the throw mix that she has, so you can't do J2H into 2H up dolphin anymore. Whenever you hit J2H, it's gonna go 2K a 2K2D maybe. Uh, this is S Dolphin or sorry, all dolphins for the horizontal going across the screen. Decreased damage, cool. I mean that sucks actually. It's not cool. I don't know why they need to decrease dolphin damage too. But it is what it is. Actually, now that I think about it, we're probably gonna be losing a lot of damage because when I was doing the math, I didn't even account for the dolphin damage decreases. I was only doing the H buttons, which lowered your damage about 40 to 60. We might be losing a lot of damage here, Wiz. But it's fine. It's fine, right? It's fine. I'm on the hopium. Um, Active frames now increase while the button's held down. So, and now you maintain whiff or momentum after whiff. So I'm assuming this is gonna give us make May more fun. I don't really know what it's gonna do in the end. It's probably gonna make her neutral less linear. Um, so I don't know if you remember how Geo used to be before her dash changes were, where she was had a set distance she would dash, and now she can like dash or do anything off frame one. I think this is gonna kind of change May's neutral in the same way, along with giving her different pickups that she can do with combos just by like using a dolphin momentum. But I think it's gonna make her more threatening to approach for sure. Because you could probably do like a dolphin cancel into like 5K or something, and as they whiff 6P, or you could do dolphin cancel into 5H, and as they whiff a 6P full screen, you just get counter hit. I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for this change. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I mean it's a buff nonetheless, so I'm all for it. Same thing with vertical dolphins. Movement speed is now increased when the button's held down. No longer hits the opponent more than a set distance apart. So what this and then reduced recovery on hit. So this not taking a damage decrease is huge. This is actually very important because this means that your loops, your mid-screen loops, doing like 6H and up dolphin, is going to probably be your optimal combo, and you're only going to be losing like 30-40 damage. It's still probably going to, I think it's still going to do like 120 damage minimum post-patch, which I'm happy for. I'm happy they didn't nerf this damage and they only nerfed this. So it seems like they wanted to nerf May's corner loop wall damage, so you had to do different routes while keeping her mid-screen damage, while giving her more options for mid-screen damage. Um, let's see. Movement speed now increases. I think this is gonna be cool. Now that we don't need meter to like kill anybody, like we can be threats without meter because of the 5K change. We can save meter and do weird little overhead things. Maybe like shoot out an up dolphin and combo off of it. I think this is also going to help with just random combos. Like it's going to give you more combo variety, and we're going to find a bunch of new optimals. I think it's going to be awesome. Um, but again, this is only a buff. It can only help her. It's also going to help with anti-airing. I can assume it's going to help with anti-airing because now you can change the speed at which the dolphin's going to hit, so you can catch them at different timings. So instead of like you just whiffing a dolphin in your face, or whiffing a dolphin and going around them, you can speed up your dolphin and hit them on their jumping arc. I think this is a huge buff for me, in my opinion. For how I play May, I anti-air with up S Dolphin, up H Dolphin, and JD because they crank so much risk. Like when I'm boxing the opponent in the corner. So this is gonna help me out a lot. Reduced recovery on hit, awesome. I think this is just gonna make hitting them more rewarding, so you're not -3 on hit, like on S Dolphin or whatever, and like you're probably gonna be more plus on H Dolphin, meaning you could probably like safely hit JP or something falling. Like it's still your turn when you hit them. We already went over this, and this is your DP when blocked midair, the opponent lands more quickly. This is whatever. May DP in my opinion was already super punishable, so I never really this doesn't really change anything. Then one more thing, keep in mind, my PRC combos are just gone because PRC slowdown no longer happens after the attack is finished. However, we get RC combos. The shockwave doesn't scale anymore, so we can do just as, well, combos with pretty much the same amount of corner carry by doing something like this. Into, oh, well, I don't know why a 5H came out, but you can do something like that. Or, like, you just get, like, you're always going to be able to corner carry for, without risking damage. Because before, like, the PRC combos just did more damage. But since the shockwave scaling is gone, the RSC corner carry combos are going to do about the same damage, which is fantastic because now you don't need a crouch confirm either. You're just going to have consistent damage all around on buttons whose damage scaling wasn't decreased at all, or damage wasn't decreased at all. So I think that's a pretty good change for her. But yeah, so overall, I think May got burfed 3K. Really look out for 5K. If they make this frame, you really want to look out for see if they make 5K 7-frame startup, how they changed sweep, how vertical dolphin movement speed changes, and what combos you can get now after the vertical H dolphin. But yeah, overall, I think this is going to help out May a lot with her overall consistency, and her combo structure is just going to get better. She's not going to be. You're going to be able to use meter for different things. You're going to be able to use BRCs now. You're going to be able to like you're going to be able to do whatever, like have player expression with this character. Like instead of having to play like if you were playing to win, you had to only use meter for meter confirms, and you just had to play strong neutral and mash 2S. And there's RPS 2S 5H or RPS 5K 6H depending on the character, and you didn't really have a choice. I think this combo or this patch is going to give you a lot of choices, a lot more button choices that you're allowed to make on offense, defense, and neutral. And I'm excited for it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're excited, if you or if you're scared, if you agree with any of my takes, what you don't agree with. I love to talk about just